All right, blockbuster of all blockbusters. Good thing this didn't happen a couple days ago. No one would have believed it if it was on New Year's. Stefon Diggs is the newest member of the Houston Texans. He has been traded. The draft compensation has not yet been announced, but this is a very interesting move, a very interesting move. Now, the Bills obviously gave Diggs a big contract not too long ago, and I'm assuming that's kind of part of what's factoring in, as that they're now in kind of a situation where they have to figure out how to, how to manage this with the, Devon Miller deal kind of looks worse and worse consistently, and I guess Diggs is the guy that they decided might be time to move on from. But I'll take it from the Buffalo perspective first, and then we'll get into the Houston perspective. I do not love this move from the Buffalo Bills. I guess it depends. I mean, I don't know. What draft capital are you getting back? But I'm assuming they're not going to be getting a first round pick back like they gave up. In fact, I'm not even convinced they'll get a second round pick. I think a second round pick would be my guess before the compensation comes out. Because again, you look at the current situation. He is 31 years old. The cap hit was projected to be over 20 million each of the next 4 seasons and over 27 million each of the next 3 seasons. So because of that, the reality is this is one of those contracts that at a certain point they were probably going to try and find a way out of. When Diggs kind of restructured his deal, he wanted a big payday. He kind of not just got a lot of money, but got some longevity with it. So I think that's the question. Now, again, you can get out of this contract at a certain point. It's not all guaranteed, all of that stuff. But usually the team that trades the player pays all the guaranteed money. So for Houston, usually they might not have many, if any, guaranteed money left on Diggs' deal. But I just think for the Bills, I've kind of criticized them for a while for not attacking that receiver position more, kind of expecting Josh Allen sometimes to play hero ball, which he can do. He's great, but you don't want him to have to do it every single time. Now getting rid of Diggs, listen, I understand the logic, and to some degree, getting rid of a 31-year-old player, getting draft capital back, and not having to pay them anymore is often good business, but I think in this situation, given their current receiving core, which they lost Gabe Davis, I'm not saying Gabe Davis was a superstar, but they have lost a player. This receiving core is looking relatively rough. And, they famously traded for Diggs and gave up a pick that was for Justin Jefferson, used for Justin Jefferson. You didn't know it was going to be Justin Jefferson at the time, but maybe they're kind of trying to replicate that this time, see if they can get a good wide receiver to replace Diggs at a cheaper pace. I don't know. But that's going to be difficult to do. I think it's fair to say Diggs maybe didn't have his best season last year, so maybe they feel like he's on a decline. But for Houston, I love this move. I think it's smart. Again, in my opinion, in today's NFL, most important position is quarterback. Second most important position is receiver. A great receiver can really impact things. And for Houston, due to CJ Stroud's rookie deal, they have the luxury to go out and make these kind of moves. People were wondering, do they go out and get a Mike Evans? Well, Evans stayed in Tampa. So, going out and making a move like this, to me, is smart. And that receiving core is looking loaded right now, which is what you need. The Houston Texans aren't trying to just be a playoff team next year. They want to contend for a Super Bowl, and getting a number one receiver is a way to do that. And, at times, Diggs calling him a number one receiver is an insult because he's been much better than that. He's been a top 5 receiver at times, and usually a pretty consistent, like top 10, 15 guy. So, yeah, big fan of this move by the Houston Texans. It actually came out right now, was a second round pick, sorry, that's not true. It says the Bills are trading Stefon Diggs to the Texans in exchange for a package of picks, including a second round pick. So actually more than a second round pick, which makes it feel a little better. It feels a little bit like you're replicating the Tyreek Hill move. Depending on, again, how many picks it is, getting several picks and a second round pick, you feel a little bit better about that. So I think the Bills got fair value for it. I just don't think it's smart to trade Diggs, but maybe it'll work out for them. But Houston, I am a fan of the move. Whoever you would have drafted with those players weren't going to be as good as Diggs. Go out and get Diggs. So yeah, that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.